Hey everybody, welcome back to the Racevice Smokehouse and Grill, and today we are taking these fresh jalapenos and making some amazing Texas Twinkies. Let's go. On a recent video posted by Matt Pittman at Meat Church, he created this appetizer with some Texas Twinkies in there. Now I've been wanting to make a video for these for a long time, and that video gave me the motivation to do so. And we're gonna follow his recipe pretty strictly here. Now this isn't his recipe, it was the recipe at the shop he was at. So we're gonna follow that recipe that they gave us, and we're gonna see how these turn out. And another twist on this is I'm not using brisket for this, I'm actually using some leftover chuck roast that I have. You can see the video that I made for this chuck roast. I'll leave a link for that video here and down in the description below so you could go ahead and if you want to see how I smoked that chuck roast. Let's get in here. First thing we're going to do is make this stuffing, the filling that's going to be inside these peppers. Now obviously you could do this by hand. They did it with the mixer, so I'm busting out the mixer to do it. So I have 6 ounces of chuck roast here, chopped chuck roast. Get that in there. We've got 6 ounces of shredded cheddar cheese. Now that cheddar cheese was all grated by hand. I seem to like that a lot better. It gives a better texture and a better flavor in my opinion. So if you get the chance, go ahead and just grate it yourself. It takes a few minutes, but it's worth it in the end. 1 block or 8 ounces of cream cheese. Then we have 2 ounces of Meat Church's Texas Sugar barbecue rub. And 2 ounces of Mitch's Whomp sauce. So now that we've got this together, we're gonna go ahead, close this up and mix. Again, you could do this by hand, and I'm gonna speed this up right now so you don't have to listen to the noise and all the other stuff. So let's mix this up. Let's take a quick look at this and see how integrated it is and if it's at the texture we're looking for. Oh yeah, you can see that it's fully integrated here. It's fully integrated. You have the meat everywhere. You got this nice uniform texture and color. And what he does is then he forms these into balls, but then he kind of rolls them up. That way we could stuff them right into the pepper, or try to at least. That's our next step. I'm gonna put this off to the side until we're ready for it, and we're gonna cut some peppers right now. Now with these jalapenos, we got the biggest ones that we could find, and what we're gonna do is we're just gonna slit these open. We're not gonna cut any tips off or anything. We're gonna slit them open, kind of try to pop them open a little bit and get those spines and the seeds out of there. This is my first time attempting, so don't judge. Got my son's little Olaf spoon here, hoping that this will help. And it does. So now you have this nice kind of spineless, got all that stuffing out of there. So basically we do that, you get all them guts out of there, and now you have your whole vessel here for putting this stuffing in. So let's go ahead and cut up a few more of these before we stuff them. These peppers have all been sliced open and the insides have been taken out, leaving us room to put this filling in. A few of these may have popped open at the top here a little bit, but I think that's okay because once we fill them and wrap them with bacon, pretty sure it's gonna stay together fine. So next, we gotta take some of this filling here, basically just enough that's gonna fill up in there. How much that is, we'll see. So we're gonna add this bit in here, just kind of mush it in there until it fills as much as it'll take. Kind of close it up and pinch off the top there, and your pepper's nice and stuffed now. Do another one here. Put that in there. Close it back up as much as possible. If you can, it'd be nice to get it almost closed all the way back up. Wipe that seam off. Boom. Another one done. We're gonna go ahead and do the rest of these, and we'll be back when it's time to hit them with some bacon. These peppers are all stuffed up and ready to go. Next step is we wrap them in bacon. So we have our bacon here, and we're just gonna wrap 1 slice around each of these. This is gonna add flavor, but it's actually also gonna hold kind of everything together here. Boom. Wrapped in bacon. We're gonna do these for each of them. Kind of want to pull it tight a bit just so it's not going to be loose, and then by that pulling tight, it's also going to cause it to stick to itself a little bit better. We have these all wrapped in bacon. Next step is to season them. I bought the big bag of Texas sugar. That's why I got the paper towel version here of this container. Now we're just gonna hit these really heavy here. Get that sugar all over here. We're gonna get all sides of it here in a minute. Get these good and coated up. Oh, this is smelling so good already. All seasoned up, ready to get on the smoker. Today we're throwing these on the Char-Griller 980 gravity feed smoker. We're fueling this up with some Jealous Devil lump charcoal, followed with some splits of oak wood in there. And we're gonna integrate them in between. We're gonna do charcoal wood, and we're gonna get some nice smoky flavor. These are gonna be cooking at about that 250 mark. That's where we're gonna try to keep it. It's gonna take about 2.5 hours before we sauce these. That's based on Meat Church's video. So we're gonna keep an eye on these. Basically what we're gonna do is make sure that this bacon is cooked and set up. Since everything else is basically ready to eat besides that bacon, we're gonna go ahead and get that bacon nice and set up so we know it's not gonna fall off when we glaze it. So let's get these on the grill. Grill's up to temp. We're rocking at about 255 right now, so let's get these on the grill. And I'm keeping them on this rack here just because it's easier to maneuver around. And when it's time to take off, we'll be able to just pick up that rack and take it off. So let's close up the grill, and then we'll be back in a couple hours to check on them, see how that bacon's setting up, and see if it's ready for the glaze. Let's close her up. Okay, these have been going for almost 2.5 hours. Here's what it looked like after about an hour and a half. And just now, after about 2.5 hours. So now we're gonna make the glaze that they made up on their recipe, and it's pretty simple. It's 2 components. We got the Mitch Whomp sauce and the big Wick's mesquite smoke jalapeno jelly. They did a ratio of half a bottle of Mitch and a full bottle of the pepper jelly. We don't need that much. So we're gonna do a quarter bottle roughly of the Mitch, then a half bottle of the pepper jelly. A little bit more. Give this a mix. And this is gonna be our glaze. Gotta get a quick touch of this here, let's see. Oh yeah, oh man, that plays so well together. Immediately I get a jalapeno flavor. Then it follows up with that barbecue sauce, but it's also sweet. So this is gonna go great with a savory filling and a sweet rub and a mix of heat and sweet in the sauce. This glaze is made. Let's go back to the grill, glaze these up, and then in about a half hour, we'll be done. These Texas Twinkies are done, and I am dying to get into these. Look at that glisten from the pepper jelly glaze with that Mitch Whomp sauce. Gosh, it looks good. We're just gonna take one, not even gonna cut, I'm just gonna bite into it. Let's take a look. Mmm. Mmm. The amount of flavors that come out in this is out of this world. You get sweet from the pepper jelly, you get some of the sweetness from the barbecue sauce, you get sweetness from the rub, but then it follows up, there's a little spice from the pepper jelly, from the barbecue sauce. Then you got that great smoke flavor from the chuck roast we put in there, and the creaminess from the cheeses. Oh my goodness. On top of the smoky flavor, there's smoky flavor in there too. Man, these are good. Definitely be making these again. These are a little bit labor intensive when you gotta core out those jalapenos, but it is worth it. We're gonna go get into these right now, I guarantee it. Thanks Meat Church for posting this, we appreciate it. And if you like what we did here, give us that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, follow me on social media, and we'll be talking to you all soon. Take care everybody, peace.